delivering quality education, expanding access to learning, serving learners' learning needs, tackling challenges of the present time, supporting every learner's dream, reaching young Pagamenyos where they are today. From the music capital of the Philippines, advancing in the challenge of distance learning, the official TV-based instruction of DepEd Tagum City, bringing you quality education straight to your home. Plug yourself in. This is DepEd TV. Tara na!
Pilot TV, Pilot TV na. Pilot TV, Pilot TV na. Pilot TV, Pilot TV na. Pilot TV. Manood at makinig sa pag-aaral naming hatid. Magsulat at magbasa, magbilang halika na.
Iba't ibang kaalaman sa TV mo masusundan.
Edukasyon, sino man mas noon will help you learn. Come on, no one will be left alone. Pilot TV, Pilot TV na. Pilot TV, manood ka nga. Pilot TV, it's for you and me. Pilot TV, you will learn more every day.
Pilot TV na. Pilot TV na.
Pilot TV na. Pilot TV na.
Pilot TV na. Pilot TV na.
Pilot TV na.
Good day, kids! Are you ready to explore the amazing world of science? Great! I'm Teacher JR saying, science is like magic, but it's real. And I'm your science buddy for today's lesson. So ready your pen, notebook, module, and excitement as we go to a fun new learning. For today's lesson, you will be able to describe changes in the properties of materials when exposed to certain conditions like temperature. Specifically, you will learn to describe what happens to materials when heated and cold, and differentiate the changes of the properties of the materials when heated and cold. I know you are all excited, so let's begin. We can see different changes of matter without realizing it, just like eating an ice cream or boiling a water. Now, how well do you know about changes of properties of materials? Let's try to find out by answering the following questions. You can find this on your module on page 6. You will only be given 5 seconds to answer its question. Read the questions carefully and write your answers on your notebook. Let's begin!
Read the questions carefully and write your answer on your notebook. Let's begin. Question number 1. What are the three phases of matter? A. Water, liquid and air. B. Liquid, solid and gas. C. Solid, soil and sand. Or letter D. All of the above. Your timer starts now. Time's up. What is your answer? If your answer is B, you're correct. Question number 2. Which of these is a mixture? A. Air. B. Salt. C. Rock. D. Oxygen. Your timer starts now. Time's up. What is your answer? If your answer is A, you got it right. Question number 3. Which of the following does not belong to the group? A. Juice. B. Water. C. Vinegar. Or D. Chocolate bar. Your timer starts now. Time's up. What is your answer? If your answer is D, you're correct. Question number 4. Which of the following is not an example of physical change? A. Melted chocolate bar. B. Cut papers into strip. C. Freezing water into ice. Or D. Powdered milk mixed with water. Your timer starts now. Time's up. What is your answer? Yes, correct. It's letter D. Great job. Question number 5. Water boils at what temperature? A. 0 degrees Celsius. B. 50 degrees Celsius. C. 75 degrees Celsius. Or D. 100 degrees Celsius. Your timer starts now. Time's up. What is your answer? Great. It's letter D. You got it all correct. I think you are ready for today's lesson.
Would you like to hear a poem? I want to hear a big yes from you. Great! Now I am going to read a poem and I want you to listen carefully. You can also find this on your module on page 8.
Mom's Magical Hands by Abegail G.B. Kausing. During this pandemic, Mom's hand shows magic. Milk, flour, egg and butter are enough to feed your hunger. She mixed them well in a bowl. Surely, this can also feed your soul. Preheat the pan and let the butter melt, as how my heart melts from her love that I felt. Mom told me to sit, because her magic is ready to eat. She put ice cube on my soda for me to slurp. Yummy! No wonder why it made me burp.
What do you think Mom made? Yes, Mom made a pancake. Why does the butter melt? Correct! It is because the pan was heated on a high temperature enough to melt the fat from the butter. Now let's have an activity. Let's play a game called 4 pics in one word. By the help of pictures and meaning, you are going to arrange the jumbled letters to get the right word. You have 5 seconds to guess the jumbled word. Let's get started. Picture number 1. It is the quality of being hot, high temperature. Time's up. What is the jumbled word? Correct. Heat. Next picture. This means make or become liquefied by heat. Time's up. What is the jumbled word? The correct answer is melt. Great job! How about this picture? This means at a fairly low temperature. What is the jumbled word? Excellent! The right word is cool. Next picture. The process of making liquid becomes hard or solid. What is the jumbled word? Correct! The jumbled word is solidify. Do you wonder what material is crayon made of? Well, let me show you the process on how the crayons made of.
First, crayon starts as solid wax. The heated wax becomes a liquid. Then it can be poured. Second, colored powder is mixed in. Each tub of wax gets one color. Third, the hot melted wax poured into a mold. The mold has little tubes. Fourth, the wax in each tube cools. It turns back into a solid. Now it is a crayon. Lastly, a label is glued around each crayon. A crayon of each colors goes into a box. It's time to color. Barbie wants to make a homemade heart-shaped chocolate bar for her teacher as a gift for the celebration of World Teachers' Day. Help Barbie by arranging the process of making and molding chocolate bar. On your notebook, arrange the sequence by drawing the shape of the picture.
Let me ask you, what made the wax melt? Yes, that's correct. The process of heating can change solid materials into liquid form. What made the chocolate bar solidify? Correct. The process of cooling can change liquid materials into solid form. Just like your favorite ice cream, they are liquid from the beginning and turns into solid as it freezes on a low temperature. but melts up under the heat of the sun. Very good, kids! So, what is heating and cooling?
Heat is the transfer of energy from a higher temperature object to a lower temperature object. When things are heated, they change their size, shape, and texture. They also change in form. Particles move about more and take up the room when heated. This is why things expand if heated. When heated, some solid materials are changed to liquid. When cold, liquid materials change to solid. Best example is an ice cube melting under heat and solidifies when cold.
Can you identify the difference between heating and cooling? You do? Wow! Love to hear that. Now let's have another activity. You can flip your module on page 14. Nothing to worry, kids. You can still continue answering the questions after our discussion. Okay? Awesome! Great job, kids! It shows that heating and cooling can cause materials to change. Some materials can also exist as both a solid and liquid. Now, let's have one last activity. Are you ready? Cool! So here's what you're going to do.
Look at the materials below and write on the blank what has caused them to change their face. Heating or cooling. If the change has been caused by heating, color the arrow red. And if the change has been caused by cooling, color the arrow blue. You will only have 5 seconds to answer each item.
Number 1, the orange juice turned into ice pop. It's because, correct, cooling. So the color of the arrow should be blue. For number 2, the chocolate bar starting to melt. What is the cause of this change? That's right, it is because of heating. So the color of the arrow should be red. Good job, everyone! You are a science wizard. Wow! If you catch up our lesson today, I'm pretty sure that you can answer all the questions in the module confidently. Now let's have a short recap on the lesson that we discussed today. What do we call to the quality of being hot or at a high temperature? Yes, it is called heat. How about the meaning of melt? Correct. This means to make or become liquefied by heat. How about cooling? That's right. It is the process of making liquid turns into solid state by lowering temperature. Well done, kids! It's so much fun that I have you today. Well, let's learn more on our next adventure, Little Scientist. Once again, this is Teacher JR saying, Science Always question, always wonder. Goodbye! See you next time!
Pilot TV, Pilot TV na. Pilot TV, Pilot TV na. Pilot TV, Pilot TV na. Pilot TV. Manood